said, are we waiting for an economic collapse, or can we come to and have some common sense and work this out? I think the odds of the collapse are much greater than us coming to common answers, because we'd have to talk the leadership of Republicans and Democrats to change our foreign policy and change our Middle East policy. And I don't see that happening. I think the American people would accept what I'm saying, and they're with us, but the message is very difficult to get out, and I don't know whether the internet can handle it and get the changes made. But we are spending way too much money. And if you look at history, empires end always badly because they run out of money. The Soviet system collapsed because it was a non-functioning system, because socialism doesn't work. Today, we don't have socialism, but we have sort of a mild form of fascism where we have corporatism, where the corporations are on the dole. They are the ones who are making the money off the military-industrial complex. And, of course, banks and big corporations make money because of the monetary system we have. When you have a fiat system, there's a automatic transfer of wealth from the middle class and the poor to the rich. Did
you say fascism? Are you saying we're living in a fascist state?
One that's leaning toward that, because you take our medical care. Nobody's happy with it. I don't like it. And those who want even more government don't like it. But I want less government.
We have fascist medical care? What do you I'm not sure I follow.
This is where the corporations run things. You know, the HMOs, the PPOs, the drug companies, and then they work in collusion and they get the contracts. Why would it be that the drug companies are the biggest lobbyists for the prescription drug program? Is that because they're worrying about getting care to poor people? No, they're worrying about making big bucks.
And here we've got an out-of-the-box Republican. Let's take a call from Alpharetta, Georgia. Phil, you're on the air.
Hi, Tom. Thanks for taking my call.
Certainly.
And I'm taking time out of my work day to call to let you know that I appreciate you putting Dr. Paul on. I joined the Marines from Victoria, Texas, back in 1966, and so I have a personal affinity for Dr. Paul and his campaign. And I would just like to point out that if there's anything negative about his campaign, it's the fact that he's bringing too much truth to the world. There's so much factual information that he's hitting us with that Americans need to wake up to. Not only the war, but Congress has shirked its responsibility in declaring war. I'm a Vietnam veteran, and at the time, I thought it was a necessary thing to do, but I've since had my eyes opened up. I feel like I just woke up these last 2 years, and I'm seeing, our country is going down the tubes with fiat money. The fact that signing statements override the intent of law passed through Congress. There's virtually no differentiation between the Republicans and the Democrats, and we need to reclaim our liberty. If we don't elect Dr. Paul this election, then the powers that be are just going to continue on, and America will be subsumed into the North American Union. In fact, part of this, part of this legislation, this immigration legislation that's passing through right now, is meant to speed up the Security and Prosperity Partnership.
Phil, you're pointing there at NAFTA and immigration reform. We'll look at that, but let me and thank you for your call. But Ron Paul, let me just get you on the record. You don't like the Iraq War. What would you do? We're in there heavy right now. What would you do if Phil had his way and put you in the White House?
I'd bring the troops home. I would immediately tell them no more policing the streets. I'd let the Iraqis do it and let them work it out.
What about Civil War meltdown, oil fields afire, no more petro supplies and all the rest?
They would have to deal with it.
What about us?
We just leave. We don't. We've had too many of our people killed, and we've killed too many of them. Our policies are flawed, like the gentleman mentioned. We went there. It wasn't even a declaration of war. We went in there because there were weapons of mass destruction, and we went in there to enforce UN resolutions against Saddam Hussein. Both those things don't exist. In legal, technical terms, the authority no longer exists.
But in a globalized world, there we're in up to our neck, and oil fields are right next door. But even more generally, can the U.S. just withdraw from the world? Is that what you're suggesting?
No, almost the opposite. Withdrawing our troops is a lot different. We are not withdrawn from Vietnam. I mean, we're more involved than ever.
Vietnamese president's coming here.
And they're more westernized than ever. I think we should remove all the sanctions from the Iranians and start trading with them and let them develop peaceful nuclear power, which is they have a right under the NPT to do. And we should have more respect for international law. So I think that would be a step in the right direction. But for us to bully everybody and to say that, well, it's a flawed policy. Yes, we lost a lot of men, but the longer we stay, the more chaotic. Well, let's just send more men. And, since the surge, we're losing more men, not less. So to me, it's sort of, I look at it like I do in medicine. If I were to make a mistake and make the wrong diagnosis and give the wrong treatment, the patient got sicker, and I didn't change the diagnosis and change the treatment, then it would be malpractice. I would kill the patient.
Congressman, let's go